Okay, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to make this monkey fist right here. It's a pretty decent knot, it looks pretty cool, and it's mainly a throwing knot used for throwing a line. Wherever you need to toss a line, it's a good weight. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this right now today. So that's your monkey fist right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 1/4 inch Cecil rope. It's about 6 feet or 6.5 feet. You can go a little bit longer to make it easier for yourself if you want to. Now what I did was I tied 2 overhand knots in this rope. It's real simple, just tie them over, make a couple knots on the end of the rope right here. Okay, so after we do that, we want to go ahead and lay the rope over your hand with the knot at the bottom. Alright, now we want 3.5 rotations right here. So we got 1, that's 2, that makes 3. Kind of open your fingers a little bit, and then here comes 3.5. So that's 3.5 right there. Go ahead and put it inside your finger just like that. So you got 1, 2, 3.5. Okay. Now around the back side of your hand, in between these right here, you want to go ahead and slide that rope in between your fingers right there. Okay, just like that. Run it through your fingers and run all the slack down through there. Just go ahead and pull all your slack out. Get it all the way through there. All right. So once you got it like that, you want to take this end and run it back over like this, okay? So you've gone through your fingers, through the back, around the front. Now, lay it back over the front of your hand right here, okay? And slowly go ahead and take this bundle off of your hand. You want to make sure that this loop stays on there just like that. And then you got your first 3.5. You got that one coming over it like that, okay? So the next thing you want to do is grab a hold of it like this, okay? And make 3 rotations this way. So we've got 1, 2, okay? And that makes 3. Okay, so we got 3 rotations this way, 3.5 that way, right? Now, what you want to do is grab a hold of it like this, and go ahead and orient this assembly to where your knot is on your bottom left side. See what I'm saying? The knot is on the bottom left side. Go ahead and orient it in that direction, keeping all this together and not letting them overlap. So you take your free end of the rope and push it up through right here and go diagonally out the back. See how I did that? It's kind of diagonally coming out the back. So we want to go ahead and do that. Drop it back down through the front, just like this. Okay, pushing over to the right. Now we're going to work from the right side to the left side. Coming up through the back. Pulling the slack out. Okay. Dropping it back down through the front. That's 2 rotations. We need 3 rotations this direction. So we need to come back up through the back one more time. Come back up through the back. And come back down through the front. Okay? So we got 3 full rotations. Now your ending spot is going to be in the back side over here. You want to pull it up through the back side. The reason why I say that is because you want to verify that you got 3 on every side. You got 3 here. You've got 3 here. You've got 3 here. This looks wider because that's my braided end. That's where we put that braid on the end there. So that's 3. That's 3. That's 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3, right? And then here's your beginning where you had 3.5. This is the end of your rope. So from this point on, what you want to do is you want to try to orient yourself with the end on the upper right and the knot on the lower left. Okay? So here's where we start the tightening process, because now you got your monkey fist in a loose form. So what you want to do is push that knot up as close to that row right there as you can. And you don't want to tighten this knot up all the way, all at once. So it's important to remember that you orient yourself. And the reason why I say that is because from this point what we're going to do, let me back this up a little bit. From this point, what we're going to do with this row, tightening this row up, okay, we're going to start from left to right and we're going to roll forward. That's going to tighten that row up, okay? Then when we get to this one here, will be the last one on the right side. What's going to happen is, since we're orienting this to the bottom left, we're going to go and push this through, and it's going to come out the back side on the top left right here. And then they're going to go counterclockwise from the top to the bottom to this one. Then from this one, we're going to go to the right side in the back on the top right side. It's going to pull through to this one, the top right side, and we're going to rotate clockwise, and this is going to be our ending point. I know that may sound confusing right now, but let me just go ahead and do it and you'll see what I'm saying. You want to try to keep your monkey fist oriented the same way all the time, so you don't get confused about which one is which. A lot of guys will make a monkey fist and they'll get this thing almost tight and then forget what direction to go. And it's happened to me too. So we went through 3 turns clockwise. Now remember, what we're going to do with this end right here is we're going to kind of push it. Now if you notice, while it's still kind of loose, you can push it and see where that's coming through in the back. So you want to go ahead and pull that through and tighten this up right here, okay? Now what's going to happen is it's going to come to the top. It's going to go from the top and we're going to go counterclockwise and work our way to the bottom row. Push it through to the back. Now we're on the second one in the back. Pull it through, okay? This is going to bring us to the middle one. Pull it through, okay? Now we're going to be on the back side again. Go ahead and pull it through. Remembering to always keep this knot oriented on the bottom left and your end right here. So this is the end one right here on this row. So what happens is when you end on this and you push this one through, you're going to end up going this direction. You're going to be on the top right side in the back. This is the front. I'm saying this is the front, the top right side in the back, and it's going to go clockwise. Always remember to stay oriented while you're doing the tightening process. So see how this works? You want to go ahead and tighten it down this way. Keep pulling your slack through. Now we're going clockwise, right? Pull your slack on through there. Keep tightening it up. And then we're on the second one right here. Okay? Now we're coming to the end of our rope right here, and there's our end. So we're going to go ahead and pull that kind of snug. Now what we've got is it pretty snug. Everything is lined up pretty good. None of our ropes are crossed, and it looks pretty good. So the next part of the tightening process is to go ahead and put your finger under it like this, and your finger under it like this, right here with the knot on the lower left, and push that knot to the inside of this bundle, your monkey fist, okay? You got your ball pushed onto the inside of the monkey fist. You want to make sure that you don't get any of these lines crossed while you're pushing it in there. So you want to double check everything before you go ahead and go any further, because you don't want to really cross these lines. This is okay. We'll be able to tighten this up. And then now, the next step in orienting yourself is to always make sure your loose end is at the top and the right, because we're going to continue with the same process of tightening. This is going to be the first one, and it's going to go clockwise. So if you remember, we went ahead and went clockwise with it. So we're going to go ahead and tighten these up clockwise. I can get these knots super, super tight, but for demonstration purposes only, we're just going to go ahead and tighten it up to a pretty snug position. I'm just showing you guys the best way to do this. The better you get these things, the tighter you get them, the better off they are. Okay, so there we go. We got the first row. Now remember, if we remember that, keeping oriented here, we push through on this one here, what's going to happen is we're going to be on what's considered the back side and the top right here. Pull that through like that, okay? And then we're right here. Now, what's going to happen is this horizontal row is going to go counterclockwise. If you're looking at it from the top, it would be counterclockwise. So we're going to rotate around like this, counterclockwise, and snug up all these right here, pulling all these pretty tight, okay? Trying not to cross over anything, okay? So we want to make sure, now this is the second one coming around. We're on the second one here. We want to go ahead and snug that one up. Pull this one up through here, okay? Check the back side to make sure you're not crossing anything, okay? Now, this is the last one, so keeping oriented with this on the top right, we're going to be on the last one in the top right back. We'll just pull that through. If you're not sure which one it is, you can always just go like this, and you'll probably see it. Now, the more times you tighten this, the more this sequence will make sense to you. And on this one, we're going to start from the top right in the back, and it's going to be the bottom one. We're going to work our way to the top. See how that's the bottom one right there? So we're going to go ahead and pull that one. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and pull that one. Then we're going to start rotating in a clockwise direction, working our way from the back to the front. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one. Then we're on the second one here. We're going to go ahead and pull this one over. Then we're going to pull the middle one right here, pull it through like this. Okay, keeping everything in line. We don't want to cross everything, right? Now, this is going to be your third one right here. Okay, so that's your, that's your second one. Now, after that, you want to go ahead, this is your third one right here, and we're going to come out to the free end. This is the last one you got to tighten. This is only instructional right here. It could get really tight. Now, if you'll see, I had 6 feet. Right now, I've got roughly 14 inches of slack. Now, if I wanted to, and I kept this oriented in the top right, what I can do is go ahead and start this process all over again with this row, then this row, and tighten it up really good. But for instructional purposes only, this is what a monkey fist looks like when it's finished. Now, keep in mind that instead of using a knot on the inside, a lot of people will insert a ball bearing or a rubber ball, or maybe even a rock or a stone in a survival situation if you want to take this and throw it somewhere. Or these could actually be considered maybe a self-defense tool if you wanted to make it a self-defense tool. But I like to braid the end of it and then make the monkey fist. There's several ways to do this. This other one we made was real tight, and we've got a whole bunch of slack on the end of it. So what we're going to do with that one is, in the next instructional video, I'm going to show you how to make something pretty cool with the slack off of this one. This was an 8-foot piece, and we got a super tight monkey ball here. So anyway, that's your instructional video on how to make a monkey ball. My name is Johnny Jetrod the Patriot. If you like what I'm doing here, give me a thumbs up, make a comment in the section below, tap that button for future notifications on more awesome videos, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, America.